How about a Coppola quick facts?
7 Eleanor replicas were actually used for this film. 5 of them were completely totaled during the stunt sequences, and probably most of them during that jump, I would assume. Nicolas Cage and Jerry Bruckheimer kept the remaining 2. And Nick Cage still takes his out all the time, loves to drive it around.
Nice.
While Jerry Bruckheimer said he's scared to drive his because it's got so much power. Which I get, but
Yeah.
the reason Nick Cage loves it so much is because he did almost all his own stunt driving for this film, which is really impressive because the stunt driving was great throughout the whole thing. He attended the Bondurant driving school in Phoenix, the Willow Springs driving school, and the Bobby Orr stunt driving school in preparation for the film. And he liked race car driving so much that he continued to pursue it as a hobby even after the film was over. So he's still driving around.
I was gonna say, I thought he did get into driving, like competitive driving. After I didn't realize this after this film, but I thought I remember seeing him do some races, especially like the celebrity races I thought he was a part of. So it makes sense. I mean, he did a really good job driving.
Feels like something that would be very on par with Nick Cage. Is like you just go to a race and then. And our next driver, Nicolas Cage. Oh, okay.
Okay.
How's everybody doing? All right.
Do you think, like, when they offered him the role, he was like, I don't know how to drive a race car. And they're like, oh, you don't have to do it. He's like, I'll do it. They're like, but no, we have stunt driving. Like, send me to school, I'll do it.
I 100% think that's probably what happened.
Yeah.
I think Nick Cage, like, he saw that movie Yes Man, and then just after that, he was just kind of like, yeah, say yes to everything that comes my way. You want to buy a dinosaur skull? Yeah, I'll do it. Do you need a castle in England?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah.
Do you want to be in a movie with some
Dafoe
alpacas? I'll do it.
I got these alpacas. Only if they can be in the movie too. You know, they're the animal of the
He
future.
provided his own. This is going back to the original Gone in 60 Seconds. While only basic plot elements, which there is no fucking plot in that movie. It's just random shots. I mean, that's what the whole movie is. If you can follow the story, God love you. But it's just random shit. But anyways, only basic plot elements are shared from the original Gone in 60 Seconds. But one is the location of the final car. They actually put them both in the exact same spot. Eleanor, the Mustang from 1974, is a 1973. I guess it's just a Mustang. I don't know if it's like a GT 500. I forget. They actually said the model number, but I forget. And then this one is a 1967. Both of them are parked at the International Towers in Long Beach when they're stolen in the film. So kind of a cool little nod to the original incoherent mess.
I did think that was kind of a weird location for Eleanor to be located at. It was just in a parking garage. Kind of
Cool little
that makes
homage.
sense if that's what they did at. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they're stealing cars from like the dealerships or taking them from the Vegas Strip, and then this one's just like in a garage somewhere, just parked in this little underground tunnel or something.
Christopher Eccleston, who played the Carpenter, described his performance as a terrible film in which I gave a terrible performance.
I don't think this guy actually likes anything he does.
Yeah, he always talks shit about
I've
his
heard him
films.
talk shit about so many different roles he's done.
He added that before Doctor Who, when he was on Doctor Who, people who recognized him mostly shouted, "You were in Gone in 60 Seconds, mate. You were shit." And I have to laugh at that because I was.
At least he's got a good
Come
sense
on,
of
he
humor.
wasn't. I don't think he was any worse than the rest of the movie.
No, I don't think so. Yeah. Yeah, I'm guessing
He just has harsh on himself.
You know, like a lot of actors are that
Probably
way.
a theatrically trained actor. And
I remember Johnny Depp said that he never watches any of his films, so he never goes back and watches them at all because he'll become self-conscious about it. And I think a lot of actors are that way, where they watch their movie and they're like, oh my god, this is a piece of crap. The reason why the Sphinx, played by Vinnie Jones of Lock, Stock, and Barrel fame and Snatch, I think he'd only done those two movies at this point. Why he was called the Sphinx was because he was originally written to have no nose throughout the whole movie. And he would wear like a pair of glasses with a fake nose on it. Like that's where J.J. Abrams came in. Let's take that out.
God, they got rid of that.
Well, why the fuck is he called the Sphinx? He's a mortician who's mute for the whole movie until one stupid scene at the very end.
I thought that was why, like, the riddle of the Sphinx, like, he's mysterious.
No.
He doesn't talk. Nobody can tell what he wants. Like, they don't know what's going on in there. Maybe I was thinking
what's
way
going
too
on in
hard
any
on
place in this movie.
Thinking way too hard about that.
Well, now you know. It's because he was supposed to have no nose. Fuck. Here's a not so fun fact. The bridge where Eleanor is jumped off of the truck ramp, the Long Beach Bridge, is actually the same bridge that director Tony Scott committed suicide on. I don't know if you guys remember that, but when he jumped off of that bridge and killed himself. I had no idea that was the same bridge until I was looking at these, IMDb trivia pieces and like, wow, that's ties things together. Tony Scott, like, I don't know if you guys remember, but he was like, him and his brother were like, two of the biggest directors in Hollywood when Tony Scott decided to kill himself. So
yeah, I think they were in pre-production for Top Gun 2 when he killed himself. And that's what put the movie on pause for some time. Because it was a shock to everybody when the news came out. Because as far as everybody knew, he was totally fine. He seemed happy. But
how it always seems to go,
Yeah, that's crazy. I didn't realize that's the bridge that he jumped off of.
Yeah, I mean... Yeah, like I was searching for a modern example, and I thought of Anthony Bourdain, but he just seemed miserable all the time anyway.
Yeah, he seemed miserable all the time.
He didn't seem like he was super happy or anything.
No.
So I guess the warning signs were there, but yeah, get help if you need it. In 2012, a group called the Gone in 60 Seconds Gang was actually arrested for stealing 39 cars in the UK. So they were trying to pull off a similar job.
Did they do it in one night?
I don't know. So that's the only information I pulled up was just they called themselves the Gone in 60 Seconds Gang, and 39, not quite 50. Didn't quite hit their goal, but did pretty well.
Gonna have to crush them.
Kind of a weird coincidence is Nicolas Cage's Porsche was stolen a year after this movie came out, in a very similar manner to how they stole cars in the actual movie. And I don't know if that was like, maybe it was somebody like, oh, he was the car thief from that movie, let's go steal his car, or if it was just a coincidence, which is probably more likely.
Just opportunity.
Yeah. A few weeks later, police recovered his car from the bottom of a lake.
Damn.
So somebody just chucked it off the dock.
Wasn't even in a chop shop. They just went for a joyride and wrecked
just drove it and wrecked it.
What a waste.
Those cars are like notoriously, you think they would be easy to drive, but they're really difficult to drive because they have so much power and you're not used to them. So I could see somebody just accidentally driving it into a lake or something.
Oh, yeah, it was not planned.
People who rent like a Ferrari and then they take it out, and as soon as they get on the road, they gun it and the car just like runs off into a power pole or something. Robert Duvall famously appeared in The Godfather, which this is kind of a funny like connection to everybody here. Is Robert Duvall appeared in The Godfather, featuring Scott Caan's father, James Caan, and it was directed by Nicolas Cage's uncle, Francis Ford Coppola. Nicolas Cage co-starred with Angelina Jolie's father, John Voight, in National Treasure and National Treasure Book of Secrets. And there is only one movie that Nicolas Cage has ever directed in his entire career, and it was starring Scott Caan. movie called Sonny, which is James Caan's character name in The Godfather.
It's an intricate web.
Yeah, it's all connected. You see, it's all connected.
I forgot about the Robert Duvall. I was like, why the hell is Robert Duvall in this movie? But I forgot he's probably family friends with the Coppolas because of Godfather.
That's true.
And that connection probably wasn't too hard to sign him on.
I mean,
he did a lot of these types of films, though.
He has done a lot of these
early 2000s.
I'm sure he's kind of at that point where you're just like, whatever, take a job because it's easy and people want to pay me a lot to do nothing on screen like Robert De Niro does nowadays. So, it's just kind of the way it goes.
The actually, let me jump to this one. This is the connection between Fast and Furious and Gone in 60 Seconds, because like I said in the last episode, I've always felt like Gone in 60 Seconds is the reason that we have these Fast and Furious movies that just don't seem to end anymore. Because it just feels like they just watched that movie and they're like, oh shit, this counts? And then they just went out and made 14 of them,
That's great.
Like
we could do that?
Oh shit, we can do that, bro. We're gonna write this down.
Cars,
Get some
destroyed.
cars and criminals stealing shit.
Exterior,
Incoherent.
Dodger Stadium, parking lot.
I've never seen them.
No.
Oh my god.
I've never seen any of the Fast.
I've never sat through a full one.
I've seen the first one when I was a kid because my dad loved that movie, and so I don't know why. So
Because he's a man of fine taste.
tried to watch it a couple of times at his place, and I thought it was so dumb.
Yeah. I've never seen a single one all the way through. I've seen bits and pieces. I did see the Hobbs and Shaw movie, which was one of the very last movies I ever watched with my dad, and I'm pretty sure that's what killed him.
That's like the worst movie of that to
Holy
watch
shit,
of that
movie
franchise.
sucked. Here's The Rock holding down a helicopter with a chain in his hand. Like,
Well,
he's
Jason
not
Statham-
Captain America. He's just a
Well,
guy.
he is now.
did it.
Anyway, so the connection is Timothy Olyphant was the original choice to play Dominic Toretto in the Fast and Furious. But he declined largely because of the similarities between this film and that film, and they gave the role to Vin Diesel.
Holy
Timothy
shit.
Olyphant.
Could you imagine?
I don't think that series would have had the staying power.
No.
Timothy Olyphant was the main draw in that.
No,
Hey,
not
Like,
at
that's
all.
one of those weird divergent multiverses. Like somewhere there's a universe where Timothy Olyphant did Fast and the Furious.
and Will
And
Smith
they made
played
one and
Morpheus.
never made it again.
Right.
They made one movie and then never made a sequel to it. Just like, all right. Well.
Probably end up like Fast and the or Gone in 60 Seconds. Made a
Yeah.
decent amount of money, but not enough to launch a franchise.
Nobody remembers it at all. It's just gone. Just gone forever. Gone in 60 seconds. And then the final fact here is the only actual true Shelby GT500 in this entire movie was the one given to Memphis at the very end of the movie by Kip.
The old beat up one.
Yes, but it was actually all of those parts were added to a Shelby GT500. So they took all the actual good parts off and put shitty parts on it, scrap pieces. So, like, why the fuck did you need a GT500 for it in the first place?
Just build a prop
fucking
car.
knows? Yeah.
Exactly.
Essentially what
owner-
they did, anyways.
The owner consented to the vehicle being used as long as it was returned in the original condition, though every part that could be unbolted was replaced by junk parts. Why did you need to use one in the first place? I don't get it.
Yeah.
For the interior?